A girl in her early 20s entered the hotel to meet her beloved boyfriend, but a frown covered her face as there was no one around. That means he again booked the whole hotel just to meet her. But today is something special as the surroundings was decorated so well. There, she spotted him. She passed him a warm smile, earning a cute smile from him. He stood up from his place, opening his arms for her, in which she gladly threw herself. "How are you, Amor?" he whispered in her ear, tightly embracing her. "All happy after seeing you?" He chuckled and broke the hug. "Take a seat, my lady." He pulled a chair for her. "Thank you." He also sat in front of her. He was gazing at her time to time with most lovable gaze. But today, something is different in his eyes. "Today is something special?" she asked, taking him out from his reverie. "Yes, it is." He stood up from his place and extended his hand towards her. She looked at him with questioning gaze. "Will you dance with me, Amor?" She smiled and gave her hand in his. They both moved towards the dance floor and let their body move with the romantic music. Her hands on his shoulder, while his were resting on her waist. After some time, he twirls her around and the rose petals started showering over them, bringing a beautiful smile on her face. And he has a satisfying grin on his face, seeing her love smiling. Is everything happening how he planned? "What is this, Jungkookff?" she asked while removing some petals from her. But instead of answering, he kneeled down on his one knee. He took out a small box from his coat pocket, which is having a diamond ring, whose diamond was shining. "Ryan, we have been together from 3 years. Now, I don't want to wait anymore. I don't want to stay as girlfriend-boyfriend anymore. I want you as my wife. I want to be your husband. Are you willing to claim your place in my heart, whose every corner belongs to you?" Ryan was feeling something which she can't describe in words. His confession was simple, but it did too much wonders in her poor heart. Her eyes became little moist and she nodded. "Yes, I'm willing to claim you for all mine, for lifetime." He smiled and slid the ring in her finger and embraced her in his arms. Both were feeling heavenly in each other's arms, but suddenly Wine pushed him. "What happened?" he asked with confusion, and in reply, she scrunched her nose. "You idiot! You didn't even tell me that you're going to propose me. I should have wear something else." And a chuckle left from his mouth, and she looked at him with a cute, angry pout. "Yeah, is it a joke to you? It's only one time in a life when a boy proposes a girl to marry him, and I wanted to look beautiful. But you?" She was whining like a child, and he pulled her in his arms again, where she was hitting him with her small fist. "You're looking gorgeous, my lady, and you are very bad. You better inform me before our wedding, or else." He nodded, suppressing his laugh, cause if she heard him laughing at her, she'll not talk to him for a week. And the rest of the night, the couple spent happily happily with each other, laughing and giggling, and sometimes with a cute fight. How beautiful was that day, she said while looking at her ring, by which Jungkook proposed her for the wedding. Here Wine is remembering her happy moments with him while having tears in her eyes. Yes, she is married now. It's been 6 months. Everything was fine until he started distancing himself from her and behaving cold with her. Today, they both also had a fight, and now here she is shedding her tears. She wondered, did he fall out of love? This is not what I dream about my marriage life with you, she said while staring at his photo, and after some time, she slept in that position. After 2 hours, Jungkook came in the room fully tired. He removed his coat and placed it on the couch. He was moving towards the bathroom, but then his gaze fell on Vian, sleeping soundly. There were dry tears on her cheeks. He caressed her cheeks lovingly, but then his gaze fell on something, his photo. She was sleeping while clutching his photo tight to her chest. His heart clenched, seeing her like this. Don't worry, love. Everything will be fine very soon. He leaned forward and placed a soft peck on her forehead. But when he leaned backward, he found her eyes opened and he looked at her nervously. You came? He nodded. Do you want me to reheat the food? No, I'm tired. I want to rest. I'll just take a shower, he said and left from there to bathroom because he knows if he'll stay one more minute, then he'll end up letting all his emotions out. After some time, he came back. He intentionally took long time so that the time he'll return, she'll be already asleep. He took slow steps towards the bed, but he found her all awake. He sighed and laid on the other side. Jungkook. He hummed. Are you still upset with me? He didn't say anything, causing her eyes to get teary. She turned on the other side, crying silently, but a sob left from her mouth against her will. He hated to see tears in her eyes, but now he is the reason for her tears. He turned towards her and wrapped his arms around her, causing her figure to get numb, feeling his touch after a long time. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This was the only word which he can say to her right now, cause the situation is not allowing him for more. She turned towards him and buried her head in his chest. Please, don't ignore me. Please, I can't bear it. Your silence, I can't bear it, please. And she started crying hardly on his chest, and her each sob was dropping on his heart. I'm sorry, Vian. After some time, he heard her crying slowed down, and when he looked down at her, he found her sleeping while hugging him tightly. He tried to move his hand, but he can't. She was holding him so tightly, even in her sleep, as if he's going to disappear. I'm sorry, love, but from tomorrow, all this will end and we will live happily, like how we imagined. I love you, Vian. I really do. Vine is holding the pregnancy kit with her trembling hands as it came out positive. Her tears are dripping in happiness. She thought all this, which is happening between her and Jungkook, will be over now, as this child will bring happiness for everyone. She happily put the kit in the drawer. When will he come? Oh, there's still 3 hours left, she said while glancing at the clock time to time. But suddenly she heard some voices from downstairs and she recognized it in a second as it's her husband, Jungkook. The happiness crept on her face as she thought that he came early today. She happily descended down to the stairs, but her steps halted on the stairs when she heard her name in their conversation.